Hey there, food fans. Welcome back to the Food for ThoughtCast with me, your host, Melissa Reagan, and my co-host with the most. My God, I'm so glad you're here. David
It's
Gonzalez.
been a little bit of a
It's
time,
been a day.
and we're long overdue for a podcast.
It's been a day. What's
It
going
has
on?
been. What the hell?
It was the most Monday of Mondays ever.
I know. If Monday could just kick you straight in the shins and say, I hate you, that's what it did to me today.
Pretty
I don't
much.
get it.
Pretty much. And then
And it
I
wasn't even a bad
cried.
day.
And then I cried, and Monday drank my tears like it was delicious
Yeah.
nectar of the gods.
And then it called me a wimp.
And then it said, "Suck it up." Steve, what was the most
Yo.
amazing thing you ate last week? I
So,
suppose.
a radish? No.
No, I
I
said
haven't had.
last week. I suppose.
Right. So, we did butterflied leg of lamb, and we butterflied it even further and stuffed it with Gouda, goat cheese, and spinach. Rolled it up, wrapped it with bacon, and then topped it with a cherry chutney. So videos to come at sometime
That
whenever
sounds
I get around to it.
incredible.
It was not as heavy as I thought it was going to be. I thought because I got 4 portions out of it, I was like, oh, this is. I'll have like half of one. I'll be stuffed. No, one was perfect. So yeah,
It sounds so good.
you could always add way more, but then you're like, no, I really don't want to. So yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I hear that. Let's see. I didn't really do anything too crazy or special this week. I did hit my local bar one night. It was just kind of a crazy week. So what did I have there? I had pineapple habanero wings with like
Yum.
no breading, just for a little bit of a change, with their house made blue cheese dressing. And I had a what they call a Bourdain burger, which is Kewpie mayo, bacon, and 2 smash burger patties.
Yum.
But they have a baby version, so it's just a single. And I had that on top of a Caesar salad with pickled
You had a
jalapenos.
burger on a salad? That sounds divine. That was
Yeah,
pretty good.
like just the that was an alarm to record this podcast. Hey, um,
We're late.
we're late, so late. No, we were early. That was the alarm to
There's
sound.
not enough time.
It's not that time. But no, it was great. It was just a burger no bun on a salad instead. It was actually really delicious.
A burger salad. I
Burger
like.
salad.
Yeah.
There's a
Did-
spot. There's a spot down in Austin called Dirty Martin's Comeback Burgers, and they have a cheeseburger salad that's pretty legit. It has like pickles and Thousand Island and all that stuff on it.
I
So
feel like it would be good. Like I feel like I wouldn't order it, but I would take a bite and then say, "All right, you enjoy the rest, and I'm gonna go get something without pickles and Thousand
for,
Island."
for some, do you not like Thousand Island either?
I do, but remember, we're taking baby steps here, okay? Baby steps. I'm not jumping in head first.
So you're not doing like
Into
picklebacks
the
with your
wonderful
Jameson
world of
anytime
pickles.
soon.
Not there yet.
Not there
Getting there.
yet. Heard.
You know what I've been told, or someone told me. You know what you need to do is you need to make a video where you're making birria, and I mean, such a popular thing right now. So I feel like I'd be like a poser, such a poser.
Are you a poser or an originator though?
I know I would actually be a poser and do lamb or goat because that's how it's supposed to be.
See, I didn't. You taught me something new on a previous episode. I did
Yeah.
not know that. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. If you use beef, you just got pot roast, Mexican pot roast.
So, what's the difference between making like and I'm gonna say this wrong, like I can't because I can't roll my R's like that.
Birria.
A birria,
Yeah.
like a beef, right? Like beef in that style. What's the difference between that and like what's the beef called that starts with an N? That style of like machado.
Machacado?
Yes,
No, machacado's dried. So
I might be
it's
saying.
almost.
I might be
almost like
thinking of something else.
yeah. But okay, so I won't hate on it 100% because it's different parts of Mexico. Like they use whatever they got,
Sure.
really.
Sure.
So it's a style, in my opinion. But you know me, if you watch my YouTube channel, you know I love lamb. I have quite a few lamb recipes. I'm about to throw another one up there. So that's just what it is. And of course, with birria, you can make tacos y quesadillas, all sorts of stuff. I might do that one of these days, but it's gonna be like birria nachos and stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, it is hard for me to roll my R's. So I know I'm a terrible, terrible Gonzalez. So
I
there's
can't.
also
I
that.
just like I can roll my R's in other words. That one's just difficult. I mean, like I can actually speak a fair amount of Spanish. It's just that one gives me a hard time. But it's really delicious. All that I've had, but now I'm learning that every version of it I've had is wrong.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
they're all beef.
everyone does. Hey, you know what? Everyone does their own way, and that's fine. We're all special in our own ways. It might be wrong, but it might be right. Then you have all the chefs who tell you that it's all wrong on your channel. They're like, "Oh, this is not right. This is incorrect." It's like, hello, it's my channel. I can do whatever I want.
This is a Cuban sandwich. Yeah, I posted that my dogs are being so noisy, y'all. They're being.
You have dogs? I don't hear nothing.
Disregard.
It sounds like chains in the background. You're in a warehouse.
Yeah, right. Just disregard. But what was I gonna say?
Jeez, something about birria and styles, and it's your channel and Cuban.
Oh yeah. So I posted something musical last night or 2 nights ago on Facebook, I guess, and it was just like about an embarrassing pop song, and I was very ready. It's not actually embarrassing. I don't care. It's just a pop song that a lot of people like to hate, and I was saying how I was listening to it at work and resisting the urge to scream the lyrics at the top of my lungs because it makes me really happy. And I was absolutely ready to defend it, like in the most hardcore way. Like I was like, let's let one person comment and they're going to know they caught me on the wrong day.
In all fairness, because I know what song you're talking about, Bop is the shit.
It's a bop.
30 years later. Don't care what anyone says. It was embarrassing back in the day as adults. No, I don't care. I'll sing along with you. I don't know all the words other than mbop. That's the only word I know from that song.
It's all nonsense. But I feel this way about food too. Like sometimes there's just things that make you happy and it doesn't matter. And I was like quite prepared to be like, oh, you must have misunderstood when I posted this that I cared about your opinion. Like I was very ready. I was ready to throw down over a song. But I feel like people get these strong opinions about food too. And it's like, dude, it's your opinion. It's not right or wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just stop.
Someone called me a poser one time, and I was like, I think you're just jealous because I'm not sharing with you. That was my polite way of giving them the bird.
Yeah.
But, whatever. You know what makes me happy?
I get that.
My food. Tacos, pizza, burgers, burritos.
Oh, pizza. Yes.
Tacos. All that stuff makes me happy. Breakfast tacos make me super happy.
Steven, do you know what's in my Walmart shopping cart right now that I had never seen before? It's in tacos. Like my online. No, but almost as good. It's in my online cart for me to go pick up later on this week. It's pizza hummus. Pizza hummus.
I'd try it.
I'm
excited.
I thought
you were going to say Vegemite hummus. That sounds awful.
I would eat that.
I have to really work my way up to the Vegemite. It's very concentrated. It's not bad, but it's very concentrated.
It's strong.
Yes. The flavor is strong with this one. This one.
It's strong like Australians.
Yeah.
So. Oh, I'm in a stare down right now. Sir, can I help you, sir? Sir, you gotta go. You have got to go lay down. You guys, we're over a year into this, right? And when the microphone comes on, the personalities also come on.
The dogs finally realized they wanted to be a guest. If they're in more than 3 episodes, they are official guest stars.
That's right. I'm gonna have to make them a mini webpage on the foodforthoughtcast.com. Yeah. With the guest bio. Oh, yeah, no Lord have mercy. But yeah, guest pizza hummus. I'm super excited. I'm gonna eat it with some garlic and herb pita. It's gonna be gluten-free pita. I'm trying some things. Hold on while my dog drinks water. Oh, also, but you would be proud, Stephen. I'm going to make falafel in the air fryer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like it.
And it's going to be falafelception. No, it's going to be like chickpea inception. It's going to be like falafel with hummus, falafel with pizza hummus. And then there's some chickpea wraps that I buy. And it's going to be like a chickpeas in a chickpea with a chickpea in the chickpeas.
That just sounds good.
A lot of fiber. It's going to be a lot of beautiful, beautiful bean music in this house. All the fiber.
Well, that sounds good. Yeah. I'm excited for you.
That's a good introduction to our topic. Speaking of beans,
which has
David, tell them.
What are we talking about today?
Talk about tacos.
Oh, I thought this was an episode about nothing. It's an episode about nothing, just like in Seinfeld.
It almost was. It almost was.
It's just about nothing.
About nothing.
Tacos. Tacos. What's your favorite taco?
I think I have to go with. Do you want like where it comes from or my favorite type of taco? Do we need to narrow it down? You know what I mean?
There are so many different types of tacos. You can put anything in a tortilla and it's technically a taco. Technically, yes.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of your favorite tacos?
I like puffy tacos a lot. You make them with like Indian fry bread, kind of like the New Mexican type deal.
Dope.
Really, really like that. I really, really like pibil, like pork pibil, like in a taco. So kind of interior North Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's like Yucatan, I suppose. Also, is kind of that style. And I'm a really big fan of pastor because I like pineapple a lot.
I know you like pineapple on pizza. So do I. Okay.
I just put on some pizza yesterday and today. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Flour or corn?
It depends. A lot of times they use those crap hard white corn tortillas. It has to be like the soft yellow corn tortillas, and you have to heat them correctly. You know, like on the plancha you have to have a little bit of fat. I feel.
I have a flour. Actually, I like the mixed ones. Those are good, but flour, that's where it's at.
I like flour tortillas a lot, and I'm a sucker at home for like whole wheat tortillas, which I know is kind of like an abomination, but I like them. So whatever.
Yeah. Who am I to judge?
You can't do it.
This is your channel.
No, it's our channel. Oh, true. I see what you did there. What are your favorite kind of tacos?
Breakfast. Breakfast tacos. Heck yeah, buddy. Bacon, egg, and cheese, or like chicharron, bean and cheese, or potato, egg, and cheese.
Do you blur the lines between breakfast and other meals in these tacos?
From time to time, I will totally add like some shredded beef or whatever I have. Mm-hmm. But I mean, breakfast tacos are the bomb.
Dude,
chorizo, egg, and cheese.
Barbacoa and egg with potato. Stop.
Yeah.
With like really hot red sauce. Oh.
For me, it's just guacamole. The only problem that I have with that is that I like stuff my face, so then it runs down my arm like a greasy burger, and then I'm licking my arm.
The guacamole does?
All of it. But it's okay. And then you're like trying to lick your elbow because it's all like down there, and you just can't lick your elbow.
You cannot. I mean, maybe you could, but like whatever kind of freaky deaky stuff you're into. But,
right.
Yeah, dude, I forgot about guacamole. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Do you do like street tacos and all that?
Yeah. I love
street tacos.
I love like chicharrones, I think, is typically what I go for. So
yeah, I like it all. As long as it's in a tortilla and a good tortilla. Now, I like my flour tortillas really thick. There's just something about it that makes me happy.
Yeah. I like the kind of thicker flour tortillas, like the ones that come from where you work. Those are legit.
The ones that are just you could tell they're handmade and stuff.
Yeah, because they just have that weight to them.
Oh,
they're really good. But with something like that, those aren't usually the ones that I'm buying to make tacos with. Those are usually the ones that I like butter on and eat alone.
Same.
Like
Same.
Yeah. I like to somewhere in my culinary journey, I guess maybe 10 years ago, I got schooled in the proper way of heating up tortillas on the stove, which would be right on the gas burner, for the little bitty bits of char. Um, and I really like to do that to the point where it kind of crackles like when you fold a thin crust pizza, when you're trying to like fold the
Yeah.
taco and it gets like the little crackly bits. I really like that. But I love flour for that. But dude, but corn tortillas, there's something about it too, where if you make like a little, if you put cheese in between two really thin yellow corn tortillas and you make that your taco shell, like stop.
It's almost like a quesadilla taco shell.
Yeah, it's a little
I like that.
type
The
deal.
the thing that you have to do though is like, and I learned this when you're making street tacos. At when I was in hotels and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot, like they would just dunk the tortillas like in the deep fryer and then
Mm-hmm.
just throw them on the plancha to get all nice and
That's
hot. And
yeah.
I at first I had very mixed feelings about it, but then I'm like, you know what? Makes a really damn good taco. So
It works. I kind of like the okay, this isn't like a legitimate word, but you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I like the enchilada approach to where you heat when you heat the taco shell up, where you dip
mhm.
it in the sauce instead of grease. Have you done that?
The problem I have with that, and it's the same as dipping it in grease, is I just make a huge mess and I hate getting messy. So I'm a clean eater, sort
like
of.
a you
Like
get
I won't eat my tacos with a fork or nothing, but
like
still.
it's met like it, you get messy. Not
Yeah,
that it's
like
like
I
a
have to wrap it up like in foil, and then
got it,
and then I'm a happy camper.
got it. Well, I have this question. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but um, about street tacos. So they come with two tortillas. I don't really
Right.
have a question. I want to pick your brain about this. I have questions, but I think you can answer it. Um, they come with two tortillas. Like, what's the purpose?
So what you do is you eat over, so that way when anything that falls out, you have an extra taco.
So you basically have like four tacos if you play your cards right, because
If
that's
you
what
play
I've
your
heard.
cards right, if you're a messy eater, I just I pick them both up and I fold the bottom, and then I just start eating.
Because
Whatever falls out, falls
lucky
out.
YouTube people, if you're watching at home, like I I don't miss this mouth very often, so I've just never had the four street taco or like the two regular and two backup taco experience because like tight pack, one hand underneath the other, cradle, assume the stance, and like nothing falls out. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know.
At least that's what I've always done. That's the way I've always viewed it. You know,
Somebody explained that to me one time, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm just the person that's been doing it wrong, but I don't care. Like,
as long as you're happy, it's all that matters.
yeah, for sure. Okay. Pardon me, guys. Sorry. It's like
Man,
I told you it was a
yeah, I
Monday,
got a
man.
case of the Mondays.
A piece of the Mondays. Let's talk about 16 types of tacos, and you can say why it's wrong.
Okay. Taco Bell, wrong. Jack in the Box tacos, wrong.
Taco Bell, wrong.
Torchy's tacos, wrong.
Wrong. Carne asada,
Delicious.
so delicious. What makes carne asada carne asada?
I I don't really say anything makes it carne asada particularly. I mean, it's
Sure.
traditionally cooked on the plancha, but I mean, a lot of the times,
It means grilled meat, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I always have to have lime with it. Lime,
I like
cilantro, onions.
I like lime with mine. I cilantro is like one of those things I gotta be in the mood for. But I definitely like lime and onions and like maybe some adobo, like hot sauce.
Yeah,
So for anybody that doesn't know, adobo is the sauce that chipotles are made and stored in, or
but it's
they
delicious.
by virtue of the way that they are cooked, they create this sauce and then they sit. In other words, all right, carnitas. Let's talk about carnitas.
I love carnitas.
What's
They're
your perfect
delicious.
carnitas, Steve?
What's them?
What
Say that
makes it
again.
perfect? Like
What
what
makes
makes
it
the perfect carnitas?
perfect?
Yeah.
Oh, for me, it's just that it's braised down and it's just fork tender and you have all that juice with it. So it's almost like you can dunk all that stuff in there before you put it in your tortilla. And
Yeah.
if you add the right ingredients, holy cow.
It might not be super traditional, but I put a lot of chilies in mine. Like a lot.
Okay.
Like
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't think it's not, like, so one of the main flavor components of carnitas, I think, is annatto or like achiote
Hmm.
based.
Yeah.
But I like to use that, and I also like to grind down like guajillos and New Mexico chilies too.
Nice.
So
I always like to throw mirepoix on mine.
yeah, yeah, I
Mhm.
like the crunchy. I like the raw onions on the back end, but yeah, I get
Oh
that
yeah, for
for sure.
sure.
All right, pollo asado. What are you doing?
Pollo asado.
Hmm.
With that, it's very easy. It's either we're gonna go down this rabbit hole. I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
do it.
It's
I'm here
either
for
it's either like some refried beans and
it.
pollo asado,
Hmm.
or it's the pollo and guacamole and like a little bit of some cotija cheese. One of the two.
Yeah,
It's good.
I like to. I like to use. Oh my gosh, guys! I'm so sorry.
Goodness.
I know. I need to drink some coffee. It's too late though. I won't be able to go to bed because I'm of that age now. Um,
Huh.
I like to use like a mojo, like a lemon, orange, lime, garlic. Even the mojo in the plastic bottle at the store, like I really like it, but I like to blend a jalapeno into it.
Oh, nice.
And then I like soak my chicken thighs and use. It might be sacrilege, but I like to use fajita seasoning, and then I also like beans inside that taco as well.
Interesting.
So
Nice.
yeah.
I
All
have
right.
yet to have like a good mojo marinade.
Really?
The ones that are like, I mean, if I make it from scratch,
Sure.
but I usually don't do the bottled ones just because it's too overpowering and it's always one ingredient, and it's not like every single one of them is different. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
one
So
might be overpowering
so
on
you
like
mean like one tastes like orange, one just tastes like lime, one just tastes like garlic?
one
Like
of them tastes bitter,
yeah,
one of them
yeah.
tastes like herb, but one of them tastes like spice. Yeah, like I have yet to find one that I like. And of course, again, make it from scratch, but I'm lazy sometimes. So
Hey, I don't call it lazy. I feel
I like to
resourceful.
work smarter, not harder. Okay.
That's right. We talked about Al Pastor, the
Yum.
shepherd tacos, pork and pineapple. Pork and
I
pineapple.
dig pork and pineapple. It
I
doesn't
really
matter what kind of marinade or the way you cook it. Don't care as long as that pork is juicy and your pineapple is fresh. For me, it's got to be fresh. Love it. Absolutely love it.
this is where I cheat. I like to grind. I like to buy the Fiesta brand Menudo spice,
Mhm.
the extra spicy one, and I like to. I said grind, but like, what's the word that I'm looking for? I like to puree it with a canned pineapple, and then I use that to marinate my. And then I
Nice.
just cook it in the marinade. Like I marinate it in the crock pot,
Yeah.
and then I just put the crock pot into the cooker, right? Like so traditionally the pastor is made on like this big spit. It looks like if you've ever
Mhm.
seen like chicken shawarma or
Yep.
like gyro meat, like the real kind. I can't hate too hard on frozen gyro meat because I really like it. I don't even care. Like, it's like
Not bad.
pressed lamb strips. I don't know. I don't care.
I like
Um,
it.
chorizo, man,
Love
chorizo
it.
tacos, dude.
Chorizo, egg, and cheese,
Hmm.
and beans, refried beans.
I like.
Perfect.
I go the other direction. I love chorizo and eggs, but when I want in a taco, I want like chorizo, refried bean and potato.
Okay.
So yeah.
So recently, I did a papas con chorizo
Hmm.
uh, video, and someone was nice enough to say that they usually like putting eggs with it. I didn't have the heart to be like, I usually always throw eggs with it, but I wanted to do it just by itself.
Yeah.
And so,
What's wrong
like, yeah, no, I mean, like,
with that?
I guess there's a million and one different ways, but I mean, it came from good intent
Yeah.
from this
Yeah.
comment. So,
At least it wasn't like you did this wrong. Screw you.
how dare you
You
not add egg
ruined
to
it.
this? But yeah,
Yeah.
no, usually it's either potato and chorizo or
Mhm.
chorizo and egg and potato and beans and cheese. Yeah, no guacamole on that.
I
Maybe
saw one of
maybe a good
those
salsa.
classical TikTok videos, and I sometimes there's things that I see and I go like, I could cook that, but I don't think so. Like it doesn't look right. Like something with the recipe doesn't look right. And then there's sometimes things that I'll see and I'll be like, oh my god, I have to cook that right now. One of them most recently was a chorizo leek and potato soup. and you almost don't even need any salt in there because there's so much seasoning in the chorizo. It was incredible. It was the right call. Like it was so good.
I always like to add chorizo to like my butternut squash bisque, just on top
Oh, that sounds so good.
with some toasted pumpkin seeds.
One of the
Fantastic.
reasons, dude, one of the reasons I hate butternut squash soup is because it can be so one note. It's just
You got
like
to make it better. That's the
pumpkin
problem.
pumpkin pie filling. No, I mean like I can approach it like a from a I need to figure out the bitter umami salty sweet acid
Mhm.
part, but it's the texture I think is like what really throws me out. Like you can put a cornbread crouton in there, or you can put like a breadcrumb crumble, like buttered breadcrumbs, or you can do like
Yeah.
some sort of like raw veg, not raw veg, but you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
some herb component or something. But like I hadn't even thought about just putting sausage in there. That sounds so good. Birria. I'm just not gonna say it right.
Birria.
Yeah, birria. Um,
Yeah.
talking about the broth though, like how does that go?
I've always just used like a good beef stock, and then of course
Mhm.
you blend it up with like your onions, your garlic, some chilies. You want that nice red color. So typically, like I'll use like New Mexico chilies
Mhm.
because to me, I don't want it spicy. I want it to just be flavorful. Now, if you want it spicy, you could always throw in whatever you want with it. But
Yeah,
I think that's another one where it's as delicious as you make it. You If you add the right seasonings and you make it taste good, oh, the broth is just killer.
yeah,
So that's just me.
yeah. I have only had it one time, but it was a play on it at the Texas State Fair. They had a birria quesadilla that came with broth for dipping, so it was kind of like their spin on it, but it was really tasty.
It wasn't this past year when we went, was it? I
No,
don't
it was the
remember.
year, it was the year before.
Oh,
Oh, are you kidding, Steve? We would have crushed that hard.
I probably would have eaten it. Yeah, I finally had birria for the first time last year, and it was
Yeah.
good. It was real, real good. But the place I got it from was it was a very delicious meal, but it was just very one dimensional. Where it was just like the quesadilla, the tacos with cheese and
Mhm.
cilantro, the nachos with cheese, and it was
Yeah,
just
sure.
yeah.
All right,
So
fish tacos. What do you do? Grilled or fried or okay?
smash. Oh, I love
Yeah,
fried.
that's smash it
It's
hard.
so good. Grilled is pretty good too, but fried, there's just something about a fried piece of fish in a tortilla. Now, let me ask you this: flour or corn on that?
Flour.
Yeah, same here. As a lot of people are like, no, you got to have it with corn tortilla, and that's great and all. The only way I'll do a corn tortilla with my fish tacos is if it's made from scratch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get that. I think there's a lot of fish that it could really complement well. Kind of like when you taste that, like corn, limestone type, like that
Yeah.
ground masa flavor. Um, my thing with the fried fish is I always find maybe I'm getting it the wrong places, but I always find that it's kind of greasy and it makes the tortilla soggy part of the way
I
through.
can see that. Yeah,
Um,
totally.
but I really like. I don't eat much. I don't eat tilapia. We'll start with that. It's not like that. I think I'm better than anybody else. It's just like I don't care for it. But I really like mahi in a taco, and
Yeah,
kind of
same.
the more acidic the cabbage, the better. Like a super vinegary slaw, I really like a
Okay,
lot.
I can
So,
see that.
um, my dear friends Jared and Tiffany offered to make fish tacos. Like maybe it was actually on St. Patrick's Day, which was fantastic. Um, so on St. Patrick's Day, they had I think they used halibut, and they can correct me if I'm wrong, but they
Holy
steamed
crap,
they
that sounds
steamed it
good.
over like white wine. It was either halibut or cod, I can't remember. They made this slaw that goes with it that was fantastic, but I have been on this street corn kick for like ever. And so I begged it. We have this running joke in this Instagram chat that we have where every time they send a TikTok or a reel of a recipe they want to do it, I'm like, can we put street corn in it? It's like a running gag. And this time they were so kind to make the street, so not on the cob, so esquitas, like just in a
Yeah.
bowl. But this recipe they have is really good, and they do it really, really well. And dude, I was piling tacos with the fish and the slaw and the street corn. Like I could not get enough. I was like, holy crap, This is amazing. So
Nice.
good. It was so good. What about Stephen? What about tinga,
I love it.
dude?
So
It's so
that
good.
avocado and cheese, chicken, cheese, and avocado, like Tinga style, it's my
Hmm.
favorite. Absolute favorite. Like growing up, that
Yep.
was what I would get from like there was a fast food Mexican restaurant and it was a chain.
Hmm.
And back in the day, holy cow, it was so good. And they changed owners, changed recipes and whatnot. So it's not the same, but man, I've tried to perfect that one so many times and I've gotten so close every single time, but it's just missing a little bit of love or something. I can't put my finger on it.
Believe it or not, there's a chain down in Austin called Trudy's, and they have tinga tacos. They're brisket tinga tacos, and they are freaking spicy.
Hmm.
And they come with this. It's like on a fajita platter, right? Like it's like a
Right.
cast iron with like a wood charger underneath it. But they have this like really amazing charred broccoli. Gosh, maybe somebody can tell me out there. I don't even know if anybody in Austin listens, but you can tell me if Trudy's is still around. But like, oh my god, that was my legit first introduction to tinga anything, and like it's so good. It's so good.
Huh.
For those of you that don't know, tinga is like a tomato chipotle like puree.
Yeah.
That
I've thrown,
you can do with
yeah, I
shit.
throw a lot of tomatoes, a lot of onions, ton of garlic, cilantro,
Yeah,
all sorts of stuff. And you just cook it all down until that chicken's nice and fork tender also, which is kind of an art to do because chicken breast is so dry,
yeah,
and so
yeah.
lean. So if you do it just right, it's not mush.
Anybody
So
who's watching us on YouTube, I'm not yawning because I'm bored. It's just the first time I sat down all day. It's catching
I
up with
kind of
me.
don't believe you, but it's okay.
No,
I am that boring
no,
today.
nope, nope, not at all. So we
Today.
mentioned we mentioned barbacoa at the top of the episode. Steve, will you tell everybody what barbacoa is?
It's little chunks of heavenly beef that's just greasy and flavorful, very rich. Oh, I'm
So you can do lamb or goat, and I know some people do beef as well.
I've
And
done lamb barbacoa and that
you
that
can
came
dig
out
it
damn good.
you dig it in a hole. You cook. I'm sorry. You you dig a pit and you cook it in there.
Typically, yes. I mean
Yeah,
that's
that's
if you
the,
want to
the
be very traditional.
the OG
Barbacoa
one.
just means barbecue, really,
Yeah,
and so
yeah,
it's all a regional thing.
right.
That's one of the many reasons why I love it so much is because it's open to so many different
Yeah,
interpretations.
yeah.
And like I every time I do barbacoa, for me it's always like either beef cheeks, beef tongue. I never cook them together, but I should, um, because to me those are two of my favorite things. And when it's done right, I mean, you
Beef
just
beef cheeks are insane. So for anybody out there that is like ew gross right now, you all need to get over it and try it because there is. Let's think about it from a science standpoint, okay? Like it's not the jaw muscle, it's the part in between. So it doesn't move. There's no stress on it. Right between the
so
cheek, it's like this over the cheekbone, right? And not the jaw, not the hinge joint, right? So when you think about muscles that move and are really, really tough, like shank, leg, the things that you have to stew a really long time. Dude, cheeks are tender, they're flavorful, and they just carry that stick on. Like people need to go over it.
and
Amazing.
when they're seasoned right and cooked just right, when you put that in your tortilla,
Yeah.
lights shine down from the skies,
And
the
then angels
clouds
sing,
separate.
no.
Exactly. My favorite barbacoa would be like that, and again, just some guacamole, maybe a salsa
Mhm.
verde, some cotija cheese, and some cilantro. Holy cow! And then maybe
So
so
go
as
ahead.
much as I love like the raw onions, I prefer shallots because they're not overpowering and they complement that so damn well. Oh my god,
I see.
that
I really like a taco is the place where I like that oxalic acid. I like that sharp bite of a raw onion. Like I like it.
it's
I like the contrast.
that or just like barbacoa and pico de gallo. Like, oh,
Oh,
and
dude,
it's That's all you need. I mean, it's one of the two.
Can
You
I
know what I'm saying?
can I tell you the lame, possibly like white people way that I make my pico de gallo?
Tell me.
I pickle the onions and the lime juice first separately the day before
Makes sense.
because it takes all the heat, so like so to speak, out of it.
Yeah.
Like the kill your breath stuff, right?
Yeah.
Will see, and that's where we're gonna differ. Like on a barbacoa taco, I like a sliced avocado
I could see
because
that.
I
Yeah.
feel like the barbacoa already has like soft texture, and I kind of have to have some. It can't all be one texture, or I lose my mind. It has to be.
Gotcha.
It has to be like different competing textures.
You know what I've been doing lately is
Yeah.
I'll wrap them up. Like if I had barbacoa, I would probably wrap it up like in a huge tortilla and to a burrito, and then get that like crunchiness on the outside, like you
Yeah,
were saying in
yeah.
chorito. But
Like press it like on a
hell
hot
yeah.
tub, like or like a sandwich press, I guess.
No, no,
I
no,
like.
just like on a cast iron. Just
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me, yeah, it's just
yeah.
easier that way, you know.
I like
Not constantly.
I like barbacoa and a burrito with like crispy potatoes. I like that too.
That sounds pretty good. I'm gonna have to try that one of these
It
days.
breaks the texture up a little bit, like it.
I feel like that, or like the hash brown
Yeah,
strings, or like shoestring fries or whatever the hell. Dude,
yeah.
that would be pretty dope. That
It
would be
would be
delicious.
really, really good. Okay,
I'm gonna
guys.
have to
Well,
take
it's been
notes.
real. Like we gotta go.
I'm gonna have to try that one of
We
these
gotta go.
days.
We gotta go cook it now. What
Barbacoa,
about
potatoes,
campechanos?
campechanos. Um, I've never had a campechano taco.
Me neither. I was hoping you could tell me about it.
I mean, every time I think campechana, it's like shrimp, seafood with like the tomato juice and all that kind of stuff. Like that's usually typically what I think of. I've never done that in a tortilla. For me, it's always like with a nice corn chip or a
Hmm.
tostada or something like that, you know.
Hmm.
But
According to the internet, which means it must be true, it is beef, comma, sausage, comma, and chicharron. So
I wonder what region of Mexico that's from, because I've never.
I don't know. Now I have to Google it. Damn it.
That's
Now I have to learn something.
funny. See, that's what I thought you were talking about when you were talking about it.
Mm.
So beats me, but
From
regardless.
I'm gonna say it wrong, dude. Campeche.
Campeche.
Yeah, that. That's so terrible.
One of
You
my
know,
favorite.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, what are some of your favorite toppings for like a taco?
I like radish. Like you put on. Quick, tell me the soup with a hominy in it. Quick, I'm
Menudo,
losing it. No,
pozole.
yeah, pozole, like thin shaved radishes, like
Okay.
super crunchy and really fresh.
Mhm.
I like escabeche a lot, like a
Yeah.
spicy carrot escabeche. So for anybody who doesn't know, it's like a quick pickle. Onions that way as well. Um, Not a huge sour cream only goes on a taco to me if you're eating Taco Bell. Like I don't know, I don't
Yeah.
like it. I don't care for it. So, but you can use like crema, but like I don't even do that. I just don't.
You know what I like to do is I'll get like the bulb onions, like the green onions and the ones with the little bulbs, and I'll
Yeah,
just throw
yeah.
those on the grill and just let them get nice and charred and soft. And
Hmm.
you just take like the outside part of that little bulb off, and then you just throw the whole thing in your taco.
Yeah,
That's good with some salt.
yeah. That sounds
I mean,
amazing. There's
I'll
a
just have a taco like that, just tortilla and that. Serious. Like
Yeah,
when you're grilling, I was gonna say when you're barbecuing, but that's not barbecue. When you're grilling, yeah, you just
when you're
anything.
grilling,
Yeah, exactly. You just throw that
the,
in your tortilla and a little butter, and holy shit,
there's
so
a
good.
there's a place that's here downtown that they do Oaxacan style tacos,
Okay,
and one of them has squash blossoms, and the other one has like the crickets, and they're both
nice.
really really good. Chopped lettuce.
I I've had
Yeah,
crickets once, and it was good. Like it's not something that I would go out of my
I
way for because it's not very
yeah.
common.
I
But
wouldn't I wouldn't seek it out, but it was like neat to try it, and they made it really
yeah,
good.
yeah, exactly. I'd ask for like a little side of it, and if I liked it, then I'd be like, yeah, throw this. I haven't had it enough to know that I hate it or love it.
No, in other applications, like where, see, I like texture, except for that texture. So like the other applications where people are clean sourcing crickets and using them to grind into flour and like making granola bars, protein bars
I,
with them. I
I've
dig that.
had that, and to me, it has a weird aftertaste.
It does. It's kind of like you burnt an almond in a skillet,
Yeah.
and then you rinsed it out, and you use that water to make a protein bar. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's like
I could
essence
probably
with
do them in a
burnt.
taco, but if you throw a live cricket at me, you'll hear me scream like a girl.
I will scream like a girl, for real.
Aren't you a girl?
I mean, like worse than a girl. Wait, I just alienated all of our female listeners and viewers.
You're just gonna hear me screaming, and then people
I,
are gonna say, "Is Melissa screaming?"
I'll,
No, it's me.
I'll put it like this: anything that doesn't belong in the house that comes in the house of the creepy crawly variety, like I was lose my mind. I scream like a child.
I don't.
Um,
Well, I'm
yeah.
not as afraid of roaches and crickets and tarantulas like I used to be.
Mm.
But if they got like right here in my face, I would lose my mind. I mice, as long as they're dead in the trap, I can pick them up. Not a big deal. But live mice, forget about it.
I can't do it. All right, so we got way off subject. Sorry.
Yeah, we did. Well, we were talking about crickets. Cricket
We were
tacos,
talking
I would
about
probably do that.
So Oaxacan, I like things in the Oaxacan style as well. And I, having come up in a whole bunch of kitchens, you get a mixture of you can have staff from everywhere, right? Guatemala, Mexico, and second generation American, right? Like you can have um, people from South America, right? Like, and every kitchen's, everything that somebody makes homemade for a family meal or whatever is going to be like a teeny bit different.
Mhm.
Like I've had the Cuban picadillo, I've had the Mexican picadillo. Like I love that in a taco. I like the olives and the Cuban kind a lot. Um, but then you can have like ropa vieja or um, just like kind of what they would call like carne asada, but like different. Like people in California, like their carne asada it's like stew. It's like stew meat, you know. Because I like to observe all the little differences. But what I was getting at here was that not often was I seeing people put cheese in their tacos, so I haven't done a lot of it. Now we did white people taco night when I was growing up.
Yeah.
I like the old El Paso taco shells or
Gross.
a cold flour tortilla out of the package and a packet of taco meat seasoning with a pound of ground hamburger, and then that's when you did like shredded cheddar cheese, sour cream, paste sauce, like real vanilla tacos. You know,
I will hate on them because there's a way to make them good. But I mean, again, it's what you grew up with.
hey, I mean, dude, I'll crush some Taco Bell from time to time, but I don't consider anything that I'm eating there real. It's just a real Taco Bell. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
The other one that I'm a huge fan of is like carne asada with, again, avocado, cheese.
mhm,
But
mhm,
it's,
mhm.
you know, if you do it just right, holy cow,
Yeah,
forget about it.
yeah. I like like I like guisado. There's a chicken version, or am I getting that wrong?
A what?
Like guiso, but like with chicken.
Okay.
I think I don't know. Maybe somewhere I've had it.
Hmm.
I might remember the word here in a few minutes. I mentioned pork pibil, cochinita pibil, at the top of the show. It's basically like a Yucatan style pulled pork. Usually, not usually,
And
but
good.
most of the time they wrap it in banana leaves. It is freaking amazing. I love that stuff. What about lingua? Lingua.
Oh, I have mentioned that many
I
times that I
know.
love it.
I
Actually,
know.
I'm overdue to like make it like a corned beef style or like a pastrami,
Yeah.
like beef tongue pastrami. It's
Oh
good.
my god, that sounds amazing. I've
Yeah.
had duck tongue tacos before.
I would imagine it takes a lot because those duck tongues are pretty small.
Yeah, yeah.
So that
It
sounds
was
good.
probably at least 15. It's a good size taco. Really
Nice.
good. It was
I like all the
really
exotic
good.
hopeful because I mean then you go into like for me it's the the mollejas or the sweetbread tacos. Those
Mm-hmm.
are my favorite,
Mm-hmm.
especially when they're real crunchy on the outside, and then you
Yeah.
chop them up, and that's amazing.
What about
Uh,
nopales? Do you eat those in tacos? That's cat food,
I
everybody.
I have had them growing up. They're good. I have yet to make them to where they're not slimy,
It's
And
like
I know
okra.
it's a very easy way to do it, but it's been
Yeah.
years.
It's like okra. I mean, you kind of either like love it or hate it.
But I love okra though,
So
so
I do.
especially fried okra.
Yeah,
There's
I really
I
do.
I'd imagine if you did like fried nopal the same
Mm,
way you do like fried okra, that'd be pretty good
mm.
in a taco.
I wonder if you would have to. I think you could like soak them in salt water for a minute, right? Kind of like
That's
an
yeah,
eggplant or something.
and then you boil them. I've heard like with baking soda and stuff like
Or like
that.
salt
I've heard
it,
all
rinse it.
things.
Yeah,
We'll
I'll have
have
to look
to
into
we'll have to like research that and actually make that happen.
that for
What
real.
about white people tacos like with chicken strips and that kind of stuff? Are you into all that or no?
Yes, everything that Torchy's has is a taco of the month. I like it.
Yeah, I want to
I don't
like
know,
them,
just
but they just
out
need
of
to send out
bashful.
hot food. It's what it is.
Yeah, I know. So when they're on, they're on, and when they're not, they're not. But like they've never had a flavor that I didn't love. One month they had one. It was called the Maharaja, and it was kind of like borderline offensive, but it was like tikka sauce with like coconut chicken tenders, and I was here for it, dude. It was really good. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing.
In all fairness,
It was not
I
even
would
remotely close to being a taco.
yeah, I would
Yeah.
do like a chicken strip taco with like mac and cheese in there and all that fun stuff, and I wouldn't think twice about it. I'd be as long as the mac and cheese is good, the chicken strips are amazing.
Well, I'm
All in
about
a taco or in a tortilla, hell yeah.
I'm about to share some tacos with you. I'm going to give this place a little free publicity. I feel like maybe they deserve it. I had a really good experience there, but I was recently in Cleveland for work,
Hmm.
and I mentioned the hot dog place a couple episodes back, but I did not mention this place. This place was called Agave and Rye. They bill themselves as a bourbon and tequila tasting hall with tacos. And when I was there, I had a taco called the Grogu, or as I know him, Baby Yoda. Sweet and spicy chicken, kung pao sauce, kimchi fried rice, peanuts, and crispy fried carrots in a flour tortilla.
Sounds good.
Dude, you want to talk about something running down your arm? Like, yes. And then the other one I had while I was there was called the Big Thumper. It was peppercorn crusted kangaroo with a mac and cheese beignet, roasted corn, sweet and spicy bacon crumble, and habanero maple syrup. And it was in what they call a queso love cushion. So you could ask for a queso love cushion with any of your tacos, and what that meant was they were going to have crispy corn tortilla on the inside, like a hard taco shell, and then they were
Hmm.
going to melt cheese and stick a flour tortilla onto the outside.
Holy cow.
Dude, it was incredible. And they brought these tacos out. I was like, these are huge. I think we ended up eating there maybe like a week after they opened, and it was phenomenal. It was so good,
Nice.
so good. You want to hear some others?
Tell me.
All right, the Rooster, crispy chicken, mac and cheese, Nashville hot sauce with sweet pickles.
See, I'd be about it. Like
Mm.
I'd say light on the pickles, but
Yeah.
because I know that it's gonna like take it to a whole nother level. Yeah,
Oh
that
yeah.
sounds good.
Oh yeah. The Yaman, blackened salmon, tangy mandarin orange and pineapple slaw, lemon serrano aioli.
Hmm. I like it.
Yeah.
My voice cracked on that one. I like it. I like it.
Okay, well here's the one for you, the gangsta. Slow braised birria beef, Mexican rice, roasted corn, queso, white cheddar, and chipotle serrano crema, cilantro, and tahini.
It's a bit much.
It's a lot. There's a lot going on in that taco.
Yeah.
There's a
Lately, I've
lot
been
going
all
on.
about like the chipotle mayo and stuff like that. That in like just about every
I
kind of
like it
taco. Hell
though.
yeah.
I like it. I like it. And then there's one called the Green Goddess, which is Brussels sprouts, roasted corn, cilantro chimichurri, spicy crispy carrots, and a double tortilla. So one hard, one soft.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Not sure how I feel about that one.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. I have to tell you one more because one of my coworkers had this. This one's called the crown jewel: butter and garlic lobster, shiitake mushrooms, mac and cheese, truffle oil, truffle shavings, and green onion. He said it was the best taco he's ever had.
I'd try that. Heck
Dude,
yeah.
I could smell it from across the table and almost ruin my entire dining experience.
With all the truffle.
Um, can we backtrack to where I said Baby Yoda and talk about you watching the Star Wars for the first time?
I only saw.
Did you fall asleep?
I will not say yes, and I will not say no. I've seen enough parodies to be like, okay, this makes sense now.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it A New Home
A
or a
New
Big
Hope.
Return? Yeah, there you go, New Hope. Yeah, I mean, it was cool. It would have been better if I had a taco in my hand while I was watching that movie.
Well, I
But
mean, that would makes almost any movie better. Actually, I think.
what's the worst movie you've ever seen in your life? Add a taco to it. Best.
Um, Envy.
Hey, remember that part in Envy? No, I don't, because there was a
No,
damn
I was
taco in
eating a
my hand.
taco.
That movie was awesome because I will always remember having this taco
I'll
in my
always
hand.
remember having this taco. Me and the good times the stuff I had together. Yeah.
Exactly. You see, tacos just make the world go round.
So, what do you have? Is there anything you have to have on every single taco? It kind of sounds like maybe guacamole.
Not necessarily. I mean, it's
Yeah.
either guacamole, pico de gallo. I love a lot of shredded cheese and
Hmm.
melted cheese in my tacos. But it all just depends on what I'm having. It also depends on what kind of mood I'm in. What do I have to make it? Is it already? There's a lot of different factors.
What doesn't
So
go in a taco? Like hands down, does not belong. Like in a real taco, not this crazy ones that I just read off.
I
What do
mean,
you
if there's a
What do
will,
you
there's
think?
a
You have a
way.
hot take?
Dessert does not go in tacos.
What?
Dessert tacos are disgusting.
Stop. What about dessert pizza though?
That's different. And even then, I'm still
How?
not a big
It's
dessert
just a
pizza
flat
person.
taco. Stop. How's it different?
I'm not a dessert person. I
It's
like I
maybe
am, but like I don't
okay.
like.
Yeah.
You can't throw a chocolate cake in a tortilla.
Watch me. Challenge accepted. Challenge accepted.
You can't throw ice cream in a taco.
The Choco Taco, sir. The United States of America would vehemently disagree with you.
I just
It's just a
feel like one
waffle
of my
cone
toes is
folded in
about to
half,
pop
y'all.
off from the
It's just
diabetes from all that
just
sugar.
a waffle cone folded in half, guys.
I,
It's not taco. It's
it's
not
not
a
a taco,
taco.
man.
It's not a tuma. Yeah. Um.
I don't know. There's not really much that I wouldn't throw in a tortilla. Like I've
Oh,
even had cold cuts and cheese in a tortilla. You know what I'm
oh,
saying?
why? Oh, was it a struggle meal?
Um, it's called. I was a kid and it was delicious. And even as an adult, when it's done right, it's still delicious.
Ah, was it hot?
Yeah,
Okay.
struggle or not, it's good.
Okay then. Okay then. Amazing. Steve, what'd you cooking this week? You're gonna put up some videos about this lamb meal you made, right? The pinwheel?
The chutney's coming up first. Cherry
Yes.
chutney.
Cherry
You
chutney.
could throw that in a taco, in a tortilla.
I 100%
A
would.
lamb taco with a cherry chutney. There you go.
Mhm. Mhm.
I feel like a blue corn tortilla would make
Yes.
that fire.
That'd be really good.
Yeah, no cheese or guacamole in that one.
Are there nuts in your chutney?
I used to throw like pumpkin seeds and stuff in there,
Mhm.
but this one I didn't, only because I wanted to keep it simple.
Yeah.
So it ended up being like a 2 minute video, which is awesome.
It's
But I mean,
2 minutes. It hits our target demographic. To be honest.
yeah, exactly. But I
It's
mean,
the click through crowd.
and then yeah, I think next week you'll come across the stuffed leg of lamb pinwheels.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
That's exciting.
It's just a matter of time I before I upload everything.
I'm gonna
We'll
air
see.
fry
I'm on my
some.
time.
I'm gonna air fry some falafel this week, and I'm gonna make protein waffles. And by that I mean I'm gonna take the Kodiak whole wheat waffle mix, not because it's special or superior. Like I like it, so that's enough for me. I have some protein powder that I just can't tolerate out of the shaker. I think it was a terrible purchase. I'm sure it's really great and people like it, but I just don't. It's not doing it for me. So I'm gonna put that and some peanut butter and some blueberries into waffles, and then I'm gonna mass produce them, maybe like a dozen, on my next day off, and then I'll have them in the freezer to pull out my cooking.
Nice.
Because this morning I chose between a handful of dry cereal and 10 saltine crackers with a Diet Coke. I just gotta, I gotta have some food ready, or I make bad choices.
I woke up and just had enough time to make coffee. Otherwise, I would have chose violets. So
Yeah, well, I poured my Diet Coke into the cold brew when I arrived at work. So yeah, I don't
that's
think
a
we
lot.
discussed that. You're making a face like you haven't heard me say that before.
Oh, yeah, I have. Now that you
Okay,
mention
okay.
it, yeah. That still just sounds like too much
It's
for
like, oh
me.
wow, you're the shock factor. I didn't say it tasted good. It just gets the job done. Yeah, it doesn't taste good. I will not say that at all. It does not. It just gets the job done really quickly. Um, so yeah. Hey Steve, I had a blast talking to you about tacos.
Me too.
So what's the next taco in your life?
I don't know. We'll find out. We're going to Denver on Friday
Oh,
to go see A Perfect Circle, Pussifer, and Primus. So at some point, there's going to be some sort of awesome restaurant in my future, and I'm pretty sure they'll have a badass taco. So we'll find out.
shout out to a restaurant in Denver that's farm to table called Fruition. I don't know if it's still there or not, but the last time I was there, it was there, and they had crockpot braised beef cheeks and skate wings piccata. Really freaking good. So
Nice.
yeah, I still have dreams about that meal. Olive oil cake, olive oil honey cake, and like a
Yes.
deconstructed lemon meringue pie with some sort of blueberry compote. Like, isn't it crazy? Like, I can remember meals. I can't remember names. Like, I can remember meals though. Yeah,
Nice.
I can't tell you what I ate yesterday, but like, if some amazing meal that was like incredible, yeah, I can remember that stuff.
Well, it sounds like I need to go make a taco right now then.
I'm all over it. I don't even. I think I have 4 tortillas in the freezer. Don't judge me.
No judgment.
I'm never home, so if something can freeze, I have figured out how to do it, so I don't have to throw it in the trash. You know. So maybe in a future episode we'll talk about like how to store things and how to best use them.
That's a
Yeah,
good call.
keep things from going bad. So I'm gonna put that out there in the universe. Here you go, universe. Hey Steve, we gotta go.
Okay.
Okay,
Until next
bye.
time. Bye.